Marcus Chen had seen enough cruelty in his 43 years to know when something was fundamentally wrong. The dust-choked settlement of New Meridian wasn't known for its moral standards, but what he witnessed in the town square that scorching afternoon crossed every line he'd drawn in the sand. The alien stood barely 4 feet tall. Her translucent blue skin marked with intricate silver patterns that seemed to shift in the harsh sunlight. Her species, the Valix, were known throughout the outer colonies as peaceful traders and artists. This one couldn't have been more than adolescent by their standards, her large violet eyes wide with terror as the crowd of human settlers jeered and pressed closer. "Come on, folks!" shouted Garrett Morrison, the settlement's self-appointed administrator. His weathered face was flushed with excitement and cheap alcohol. "Found this little prize hiding in the cargo hold of that crashed trader ship. Figured we all deserved a bit of entertainment after the hard work we've been putting in." Marcus felt his jaw clench as he recognized the implications. The Valix were classified as sentient beings under Colonial Protection Act 2387. But out here, in the frontier, such laws were often viewed as mere suggestions. His hand drifted to the plasma rifle slung across his back, then thought better of it. "Too many civilians in the crossfire." "What exactly are you planning, Morrison?" Marcus called out, pushing through the crowd. His voice carried the authority of someone who'd spent 15 years as a colonial marshal before retiring to this god-forsaken rock. Morrison's grin widened, revealing teeth stained yellow from years of synthetic tobacco. "Just a little fun, Chen. Nothing that concerns an old has-been like you." He gestured toward the trembling alien. "Besides, it's just property now. Salvage rights and all that." The Valix girl, Marcus couldn't think of her as anything else, looked up at him with those impossibly deep eyes. He saw intelligence there, fear, and something that made his chest tighten. Hope. "Property doesn't feel fear, Morrison," Marcus said quietly, stepping between the administrator and the alien. "And it sure as hell doesn't cry." Indeed, crystalline tears were streaming down the young Valix's face, each drop catching the light, like scattered diamonds. The crowd's jeering faltered slightly as several settlers shifted uncomfortably. "Step aside, Chen," Morrison growled, his hand moving to the pulse pistol at his hip. "This isn't your business," Marcus smiled, a cold, predatory expression that made several onlookers take an involuntary step back. Funny thing about retirement, Morrison. Gives a man time to think about what really matters. His own hand moved, not to his rifle, but to something far more personal hanging from his belt. And what really pisses him off, the weapon he drew wasn't some high-tech energy weapon or magnetic accelerator. It was an ancient pump-action shotgun, its wooden stock worn smooth by decades of use, its metal barrel scarred but maintained with religious care. The crowd recognized it immediately. Everyone in New Meridian knew about Marcus Chen's grandfather's shotgun, the one he'd carried through 3 different wars before passing it down. "That old thing?" Morrison laughed, though there was nervousness in his voice. "This is 2847, old man. That antique can't even penetrate modern body armor." Marcus worked the pump with a practiced motion, the distinctive sound echoing across the suddenly quiet square. "Morrison, you're not wearing body armor." He paused, his eyes never leaving the administrator's face. "And neither are your friends." The crowd began to disperse, suddenly finding urgent business elsewhere. Within moments, only Morrison and 2 of his cronies remained, their hands hovering uncertainly over their weapons. "You're outnumbered, Chen," Morrison said, but his voice lacked conviction. "Am I?" Marcus asked conversationally. He glanced around the now empty square. "Looks like it's just you 3 cowards and a scared kid against me and Betsy here." He patted the shotgun's stock affectionately. "I like those. Odds." Morrison's hand twitched toward his pistol. Marcus's finger found the trigger. "Before you do something we'll all regret," Marcus said, his voice dropping to barely above a whisper. "Let me share something my grandfather told me." He said this shotgun had a simple philosophy. It doesn't matter how advanced the monster is, it still bleeds. The administrator's face went pale. His hand slowly moved away from his weapon. Smart choice. Marcus stepped backward, keeping himself between Morrison and the alien girl. Now here's what's going to happen. You're going to walk away. You're going to forget you ever saw this young lady. And you're going to spread the word that anyone who wants to harm innocents in my town needs to go through me first. Your town? Morrison sputtered. You're just a washed-up ex-marshal. Marcus smiled again, and this time there was genuine warmth in it. Maybe, but I'm a washed-up ex-marshal with a shotgun, a clear conscience, and absolutely nothing left to lose. He worked the pump again. Test me. Morrison and his cronies backed away, muttering threats that everyone knew were empty. Once they were gone, Marcus slowly lowered his weapon and turned to the young Valix. She looked up at him with wonder, speaking in a voice like wind chimes. Why did you help me, human? Marcus holstered his shotgun and extended his hand. Because someone once told me that civilization isn't measured by how advanced your technology is. It's measured by how you treat those who can't protect themselves. The alien girl, tentatively, took his weathered hand in her delicate, translucent fingers. My name is Lyrelai. I was an apprentice poet before the crash. Well, Lyrelai, Marcus said, helping her to her feet. Let's see about getting you somewhere safe. And maybe you can teach me some of that poetry while we wait for the next trader ship. As they walked away from the square together, Marcus's grandfather's shotgun resting comfortably against his back, he reflected on something the old man had always said. The best weapons weren't the ones that killed the most efficiently, but the ones that protected what mattered most. In the end, that was what made humans special in this vast, often cruel galaxy. Not their technology or their ambition, but their stubborn refusal to let evil triumph when they had the power to stop it, even if that power came from a centuries-old shotgun and the courage to use it.